my hiding place. No, this room is, full of my music, CDs, my fanboy stuff. It's for me, being surrounded by records and images that make me feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? I'm the president of Warner Music Canada. I've been in the music, or I've been on the label side of the music business for 30 years. I've worked at various record labels, mostly in marketing and promotion. But I also, if I add on my years of standing behind a record store counter, or having a campus radio show, or you and I publishing a fanzine that was ostensibly about music. I add all that up, and it just seems this is all I've ever done. And I've told people in the past, I've only had 3 grown-up jobs in my life. I was an auto worker, I was a peace activist, and I've sold records. And it's all been this tremendously wonderful accident. It's not something I set out to do. Music was always there. It didn't really scream out to me that I had some sort of calling, or I wasn't the kid who sat in their basement and perfected, the guitar, or driven to write. Music was just there, and it was always. It just kept drawing me in, because first and foremost, I'm a fan, and I'm, I guess, slightly obsessive about it. So, what music did I love when I was 7? It was Elvis Presley. It was Chuck Berry. It was my dad's record collection. My parents were young. I remember being at my father's 30th birthday party. My father had Jimi Hendrix Greatest Hits on 8-track. So I was immediately exposed to all of that. Having that early exposure to real roots music probably had a bigger influence in shaping me than anything. And so the music I heard at that age, at that 7 or 10, it left a permanent imprint on me. So then you fast forward to, when I was 16, 17, and it's the kind of height of prog rock. And, getting together to listen to music with friends really wasn't that much fun. It was like sort of, sitting in somebody's bedroom, smoking joints and listening to, Topographic Ocean by Yes, or just soulless. Just, I always found that stuff. I was out of step with a lot of kids that I grew up with, because there was no excitement to it. There was no soul to it. It's interesting that at some point people stopped talking about rock and roll and they just talked about rock. Mm. I really liked the roll part of it. We came of age at that time of that sort of, what passed for rock and roll, particularly in America, was that kind of bland Midwestern, mm-hmm. REO Speedwagon, mm-hmm. Toto kind of stuff that,
Foreigner.
Yeah, trying to find the soul in mm-hmm. that, trying to find something that moved you, mm-hmm. and something that would take you out of, the dark bedroom with the, black light posters, and getting into it, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, how about we put on something we can dance to, and, maybe something that, as I look around the room and it's, 5 skinny white dudes listening to a Pink Floyd record going, I'm not surprised no girls want to come in here. I didn't know what a topographical ocean was. I didn't know, what half the shit that these people were singing about. I didn't have that sort of, an elitist view of what music should be. I grew up on AM radio. I grew up with pop music. And to me, a song like, the Poppy Family, Where Evil Grows, or, an Andy Kim song, like things that were on the radio, there was still some kind of magic to them. And, pop music, it's popular music. It touches somebody. I mean, we grew up with those KTEL 22 fantastic hits and, mind-blowing this and that. And every once in a while there would be a little gem in it that, and actually that Poppy Family song is a good example. I mean, that was a huge hit. But what a creepy song, and what a odd sentiment as a love song, as a love pop song. But it's striking a chord with somebody. It's affecting somebody. So I never will look down on pop. And again, if somebody's written that song, if somebody's developed that craft, and it goes out there, and it can be the most saccharine, presumably lightweight song ever written. But I have a real hard time looking down on a piece of music, or telling somebody that, really, you like that? It's like, who am I? I'm just another fan. I'm just another consumer. And, I also happen to work in a business that, I'm supposed to make money for my for my bosses in taking a song and taking it to the widest possible audience. To this day, I still tell people I don't collect records. 15,000 odd pieces later, I don't collect records. I listen to records. Mm-hmm. It's like I have a lot of bottles of scotch. I don't collect scotch. I drink it. I don't have a single unopened record. Mm-hmm. It's about sharing it, and it's about hearing other people's connection to music.